Dez, how much experience did you have with you guys were at San Diego State?
How many experience with what?
With Coach Deacon?
All 4 years. Since I came in as a freshman, you know, when you're young, the special team coach, y'all have a special bond. You know, you're trying to get on the field any way possible. And Coach Deacon was a great coach at San Diego State, and he's seen my whole journey. Like, he's seen me as a baby to a young man. So Coach Deacon's for sure, that's my guy right there.
I guess what's his approach to special teams? What was it like playing for him?
So basically it's 3 phases to the game, and special teams was a very, very important part of it. That's one thing we made sure we took seriously, and it was special teams. So, you know, Coach Deacon's been a very, important piece to that puzzle at San Diego State for sure.
Were you excited to find out that he was coming here too?
Ecstatic. When I found out, I called him fast, ran to his office, gave him a hug. Like, that was big. That was great.
Safe to say you think Oklahoma made a good hire?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously, 2-time Mountain West honorable mention. From your perspective, what do you think you bring to Oklahoma's defense?
I think I bring a big, versatile, aggressive corner. I can play the ball. I can cover. I just feel like I bring some juice to this team. And any team can use a little more juice, and especially with the weapons we already have, I feel like it can be a big thing.
You and Woody Washington are obviously two veteran defensive backs. Mm-hmm. How's your relationship been like with him since you got here?
With is like one of my best friends for sure. Like, me and Woody, we hang out every day. He's took me under his wing. He's helping me with plays, just everything that involves Norman. Woody's been right there. If I got a question, that's probably the first person I'm gonna ask. Like, Woody, what's this? So Woody, me and Woody, we're locked in for sure.
What about the rest of your teammates? Have you been able to build a relationship with them?
Oh yeah, all of them. That's one thing about this team. Like, this is probably like the closest team I've ever seen. Like, this is a really, really close team, and I don't know. It's like the brotherhood is unmatched. Like, we all hang out. We're all very close. Like, we're all speaking to each other. And you never walk by a guy in the hallway and not speak to him. And that's one thing I love about this team. Like, no matter what, it's like a real selfless team. And I've been talking to even all the guys in here right now, all the freshmen, like the older guy. I've been talking to everyone, so I like it a lot.
So I know you grew up in Fresno, then you went to San Diego State. Mm-hmm. Long ways from Oklahoma. Had you ever been before you came here?
Never been to Oklahoma before. I definitely, heard about it, especially this program and stuff like that, but I've never been to Oklahoma before this.
How's the transition been for you?
Transition's been good. When I first came, it was a little rocky because it was a snowstorm, so I didn't know. I was like, ooh, is this everyday Oklahoma? But it's been real chill, though. I like it. Weather ain't too bad either, so it's nice for me. Fresno,
obviously, Caleb Kelly, who's a part of this program, he comes from Fresno. Did you have a relationship with him prior to coming here?
Oh, definitely. He's so we have this 7-on-7 team in Fresno called, it's our little own team in Fresno called DB Guru, and a lot of great guys played on that team. And when I was a young pup growing up, Caleb Kelly was definitely one of the guys that Coach told us to watch. So he definitely has. He's another reason why I felt comfortable making this move, because I watched him do it. He's still here, and it just feels good to see a familiar face around, and it felt like home for sure.
So I talked to Coach Stamps, and he said that in high school you played against some really high-level competition. Mm-hmm. How do you think that kind of prepared you for life in the SEC?
I think it prepared me well, because when you're going against some good competition, it only prepares you for the best, especially Fresno, California. Like, if you just look at our receiver list right now, coming out of college, still in college, it's a really, really good list. We might have the best list, I think, in the country. We got some really good names, and it definitely prepared me, because I know what it is like, what it's like to go against a dog that just as hungry as you. So they definitely prepared me for sure.
Xavier Worthy, a name that a lot of OU fans are familiar with on the other side of things. Obviously, he's from Fresno too. Did you ever have to line up against him?
Oh yeah, we definitely were teammates growing up at first, and then when high school came along, he went to our rival high school as well, which is funny thinking about. But definitely, me and Xavier Worthy, we've been knowing each other our whole lives basically, especially with this football, and it's definitely been great. He's another great name that I was able to line up against, play with as a teammate, and I'm happy for his success for sure.
So coming to play under Brent Venables, he's obviously a defensive-minded coach. Did that have any factor in your decision?
I think it had a factor, but more so because Brent Venables, if he was an offensive coordinator, I probably still would want to play for him. So him just being a defensive-minded head coach, it made things just a little that much more easier for me. I'm like, man, this is just a perfect situation, you know. So I think that's just a cherry on top for me.
How's it been different from him recruiting you to now being your head coach?
It really hasn't been too different. You know, one thing about it, like he told me like how he was going to be as a coach. You know, I see his approach. Like even when I came on my visit, he's the scout team quarterback. Like that told me everything I needed to know about him as a coach. Like so that's definitely something I wanted to be a part of and play for.
Does that make it easier to kind of buy into what he's telling you guys?
Definitely, because like one thing I don't know, a hands-on coach is something that can really help a player for sure. You know, I know he's serious about what he's doing, and I'm serious about what I'm doing. So, it's definitely perfect.
Sooners have a new defensive coordinator, Zach Alley. How's it been like getting to know him so far?
He's great. He's a reincarnation of Coach Brent Venables. When I hear him talk, I think it's VV talking. They sound so similar. It's funny, but he's great. I love the defense he runs. He also has energy. Everything about it. I think he was a great hire, and I'm ready to play for him.
So, are you excited to play in the SEC?
Oh, definitely. It's a dream come true. As a kid growing up, especially as a kid that, I definitely I've always thought I've been good enough to play at the highest level. So, like, getting the chance to do it is just a blessing.
Did that factor into your decision at all, getting to play in the SEC?
Not really. It kind of was another thing where it's kind of like, it's, a cherry on top for me because, like, if BV was in our conference that I came from, I probably would want to play for him. I love everything about the school and everything about the staff. BV and Valai, and I think that wherever conference they were in, I would want to play for them.
Do you have any games circled on the schedule this season?
I want to really all of them because I know all of them are going to be kind of crazy. Definitely a home game here. I know the players I ask them all the time, like, how the games is. They be like, man, the game's rocking. So definitely probably like our first home game, and then probably somewhere like I would say LSU. Growing up, watching LSU and playing the boot is something big, and I think that'd be fun for sure. So
did they tell you that usually there's about 50,000 people here for the spring game?
They did it. That's crazy.
You excited for spring ball, the spring game, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's gonna be fun. This is probably like one of the funner parts of the season, definitely. Especially as a team, you get to get together and really see like a glimpse of what kind of team you got going to the season. So I think it's gonna be real fun.
Coach Schmidt, obviously he has kind of a people talk about how hard his workouts are, things like that. Is it living up to the hype since you got here?
Oh yeah, Coach Schmidt definitely. He's definitely enforcing that. We're definitely putting in the work. That's one thing about it. That's one thing we're gonna do here at Oklahoma. We're gonna put in some work. And also, I can't even lie. Like we did the same thing at San Diego State with Coach Hall, and I knew when I seen Smitty, I knew I was going to the right place because I definitely didn't want to go somewhere and I wasn't still putting in that work in the off season. So I definitely played a big factor. Smitty's great.